everyone, and thanks all for staying until the end of today's session. And you're really working hard. So today, I would like to first thank all the speakers for giving me the opportunity to talk about my recent work. And today, I'm going to talk about a little bit away from all paragraph, honeycomb, kagome, and triangles, but still the frustration play an important role in this system. And also the presidium-based is Kondo Materials. So I'm from KAIST, from South Korea. And before I start my talk, I will introduce my collaborators from the University of Cologne, Simon Traps, and also the Yobik we see here, and also our faculty from the University of Toronto. And one of my students at postdoc, Yoshin and Martina Mishra, both are still here. And Guillaume, who recently became a faculty. So let me first introduce this presidium traditional metal and aluminum. This we often call it as 1, 2, 10 compounds. And it looks like very complicated. And you can consider every time for the presidium and traditional metal is surrounded by either aluminum and zinc, as you see here. So this greenish cage is at the center of this cage, and you have this presidium plus ions. So why this material is interesting is, first of all, if we focus on this presidium plus, then we have the magnetic, not dipole elements, but protopole and autopole degrees. So I will explain more detail here. And then if we look at this itinerant electron parts, this is metallic system, and in traditional metal and aluminum and zinc, the sum of these materials observe that we have the Fermi tokens near the gamma. Of course, because we have these itinerant electrons and localized moment coexist, we can expect some kind of Kondo coupling because of these two effects. And then, on top of that, very interesting thing on this material is whenever we have some kind of protopole that comes, then we have the superconductivity at the same temperature or lower temperature exists. So that's very interesting part. So the main question is how can we understand? Of course, in this talk, we are not going to be able to understand all of this. But before I introduce all the details, let me briefly talk about what we understand for the Kondo materials. So this Donian phase diagram is basically if you have the localized moment and itinerant electrons, then they have some kind of Kondo coupling. So as a function of Kondo coupling versus temperature, then if the Kondo coupling is small enough, then basically this localized moment will work via these artificial and mechanical interactions. But if we crank up this Kondo coupling very large, then it hybridizes at some point, like this. And then it sometimes becomes fermions or become Kondo insulators. So the main question in this material is if we don't have the magnetic dipole elements, but having multiple degrees of freedom, then can we have some kind of similar to the phase diagram or something like that? So I think that's the ultimate goal for this interesting system. So let me introduce some of the experimental data, mostly from the Professor Nakachi's group. So based on this inelastic neutron spectrum, we figured out this spinor coupling and crystal field splitting combination makes the lowest non-Kramers doublet. This is presidium 3+. And this non-Kramers doublet explained by this gamma, and is well separated by other exciting triplets and triplets. So if we just focus on this gamma-3 doublets, then it has this pseudo-spin on half with these gamma-3 doublets described by two components with protopole elements and one component with autopole elements. So that's very unique if we consider like other heavy fermion system with uranium. Then usually this well known as hidden order, then usually this kind of multipolar order comes in addition to the magnetic dipole. But in this case, we don't have any magnetic dipole, but just protopole. So that's very unique. And if you compare with the spin ice, the presidium-based spin ice, as following the previous figure, this presidium 3+, because of we are in a different crystal system, we have this, compared to the spin ice for the presidium-based compounds, Then for the spinors, we have along the local z-axis only magnetic dipole, and the xy plane we have pole. But in this case, we don't have magnetic dipole or pole. So if we look at just 4F contribution of the specific heat as a function of temperature, and if you just look in more details, then we have a single transition for the titanium, but double transition for the vanadium. And also the highlight feature for the field in terms of magnetic field dependence for the vanadium compounds, then we have this starting from two separate two transitions. As a function of magnetic field, we have very anisotropic field dependence. So in summarize, based on I did explain all, but based on many other experiments, this titanium compound is known to be very photopolar, with this photoborder happens below 2 Kelvin. And the vanadium compounds, it turns out to have these two transitions, and their origin is still on debate, but it turns out to be developed anti-ferroporous. And also this anisotropic field. So again, then if we just focus on this photopole freedom, just focusing on the presidium 3+ ions, and this is again, I highlight this. And you can think about, because of the photoconductivity itinerant electrons, not just two-side spin interactions, but multiple spin interactions will be practically an important role. So then we can think about the minimum model like this. We have like two-side interaction term between the photopole and octopole degrees of freedom, but we also have this four-side spin interaction term that we can think about. And I want to emphasize that tau perp, which is related to x and y components, is photopole movements, so time versus equal quantity. And this tau z, which is related to this octopole degrees of freedom, is time versus order. So what are the possible phases and finite conditions? So this is the Monte Carlo results, and this horizontal axis is we just crank up the compare with this nearest neighbor interaction to be units. Then as a function of this next nearest neighbor, on the diagonal matrix, of course it will induce the frustration. So then we can expect some kind of Neal type order to spiral matrix. However, if we crank up these four-side spin interactions, what we have is not just pure photopolar, but if we go crank up more and more bigger four-side spin interactions, then you will have some photopole and octopole coexisting. So this different color profile is telling us whenever we have the finite temperature profile, then we have the different type of transitions, so multiple double transitions. So let's just focus on this red part. And if we just focus on this kind of region and think about what is the temperature versus specific heat, and indeed there are two transitions, which first as lowering the temperature, first first comes, and then further below lowering the temperature is octopole orbits later. So if we compare with the materials, then for the vanadium compounds, we suggest, we are not sure yet, but we suggest this lower temperature transition may come from this development of the octopole. And in addition, if we consider this titanium goes to vanadium, then there are other many experiments that shows a stronger hybridization. So in that sense, it will lead this large this J and A, this kind of interaction term. So we can think about this presidium just shows a single transition, while vanadium can show these double transitions. So then, as I mentioned in the beginning, we have very interesting field effects starting from these two transitions. And how can we understand this? So in order to understand this, we just focus on the order parameters and write down all the symmetrical terms in the free image. So we have multiple this kind of time versus inversion and rotation with inversion combination, mirror reflection, and three-fold rotations. And then we introduce what kind of order parameter that we use. So first of all, whenever we have this ferroparticle or anti-ferroparticle, then we label it as phi, and this octopole is freedom order parameter is n. And this uniform and staggered part is related to this ferro or anti-ferro. So the main message based on this symmetry analysis, what we found is within this protocol, if we don't consider any multipolar degrees of freedom, then we can have the pure ferrochord. So that could be applied to this cadmium-based compound. But if we consider anti-ferrochord components, then it always cannot purely come, but always with this parasitic ferrochord. The reason for this is it can be applicable to these vanadium compounds. The reason for this is when you wrote down all the symmetry allowed terms, then this uniform part, which is a ferrochord order, linearly couples to this quadratic of this anti-ferrochord order. So because of this type of coupling is allowed, then we always have this anti-ferrochord is always come with this parasitic ferrochord. So then we still keep these order parameters, and then we consider this theta is nothing but the relative angle between this tau x and tau y on the photopolar order, degrees of freedom. Then we just focus on the ferrochord first. So for the uniform part, which related to this ferrochord, then as you see in the middle, you will have this cubic anisotropy, which will last the phase of this relative angle to be tau y component to be preferred. So then, and also it leads to the C3 plug model, which leads to the first order. And indeed, this kind of favoring of this particular type of order is seen in the experiment. If you consider this anti-ferrochord order and coexisting multiple degrees of freedom, then as you tune these parameters, you can go from this paramagnetic phase and first develop this anti-ferrochord order with parasitic ferrochord order, and then goes to further developing its multiple. And indeed, if you take a cut here, and then as a function of temperature, you will have as a function of temperature, if you started from the higher temperature, you don't develop any order parameter. But if you further lower the temperature, then you go to the anti-ferrochord order with parasitic ferrochord. And indeed, they develop both staggered part and uniform part of the order parameters. But further lowering the temperature, you see this green line, which is related to the multiple degrees of freedom, is becoming developed. So then now we discuss what happens in the presence of field. So in the presence of field, the protocol doesn't linearly couple in field, but the way it couples is they couple through this intermediate higher triplet states. So it couples quadratic in fields, or multiple couples in higher cubic fields. So this is basically the how field, quadratic field, coupled to this tau x and tau y, which is quadratic freedom. And in between this B1 and B2 is nothing but the form factor, which related to one type of tau x protocol. So then, as I mentioned, if we consider this anti-ferrochord order, then we have this anisotropy term. And also from this field, we can rewrite this. And this kind of difference favoring of the phase vector can completely change. So that can lead to something interesting in this. If we just go back to this without magnetic field, and if we just take this cut and add the magnetic field, then what we got is, as a function of temperature versus field for the different directions, then you have this lower transition temperature, which is a transition temperature for the multiple degrees of freedom, can be very anisotropic as a function of depending on the field direction. So indeed, if we consider this order, multipolar order transition, temperature can be very sensitive to the magnetic direction. So again, if we want to make a very nice comparison, just qualitatively, and to explain why this can be very anisotropic, then because of the magnetic field couples to the photopole degrees of freedom, and that can lead to this competition between the different phase in the presence of field, and this anisotropy term gives this lower transition temperature in the suppressed or increased. So in this photopole and octopole double transitions in fields, so field direction matters, and it shows this anisotropy. So now we next move on to the superconducting part. This is what the table that I borrowed from this review paper in 2016. So this is listing all the different compounds. And if you look at this, for instance, vanadium and titanium, then this is the photopole order transition. And this Tc in the middle is nothing but the transition temperature for the superconductivity. So if you see this, compare this between Tc and Tq, then you see that whenever we have some kind of developing photopole elements, then we always have some superconducting transition at the same temperature for the rhodium, and the different temperature but lower than the photopole ordering temperature, it develops some kind of superconductivity. So then it's very natural to think there may be some correlation between this. So between the magnetic photopole order and the superconductivity. And as a theorist, we can think about a very exotic scenario, and we are not sure it's very relevant to this 1 to 20 compounds. But let's think about these itinerant electrons with this cubic symmetry with spheroid coupling. Then we can have some quadratic energy at the gamma. So then, because of this quadratic energy point, of course, it's whether near thermal or not is questionable. But we can write down what is the minimum order for the kinetics. So this Luttinger Hamiltonian with J53 half can be written. So quadratic energy is nothing but that as a function of momentum and energy, this Kramer basically degenerate bands. 4 bands are touching at the K's in super. So that's nothing but the quadratic energy. And in order to describe this quadratic energy, we can write down this Hamiltonian with the regular K-squared term, and also all these gamma matrices spaces. So this EI is nothing but like K-squared terms with T2G and VG. And if, of course, if we consider the Fermi level slightly away from this quadratic energy, then based on, depending on the symmetry, if it's purely SO3 symmetry, then it's pure sphere. And if it's cubic symmetry, then it looks like cube. But the interesting thing for this starting from kinetics, and if we add the interaction term, we can write down what are the possible interactions that we can add. And we have this interaction term, and the surprising thing for this interaction term is using Peir's identity. If we try to decouple into the pairing channel order parameter is nothing but delta sub I. I runs from 0 to 5, and delta 0 means S wave pairing, and 1 to 5 means D wave pairing for all different 5 different times. And it exactly decouples into S and D wave pairing. So then, and further surprising thing is, if you decouple this exactly, then it opens attractive D wave pairing. So for instance, if we put the simplest case, G sub I to be just all equal, then we have this decoupling which is S wave is recursive, while D wave is attractive with minus M. So then people already started to consider this complex tensor order parameters. With these complex tensor order parameters, they figured out what is invariant theory with SO3 symmetry. And then they already figured out these are the invariant, ignoring charge neutrality. So we can use this kind of results, and using this whatever I sub 1, for instance, I sub 1 is nothing but the total magnitude of square for this D wave superconductivity order parameters. And I2 and 3 is nothing but delta square and delta star square. And we can write down what are the symmetrical allowable terms, of course, including the charge neutrality. Then the interesting thing is that people haven't found yet is because of this S wave coupled to the Q wave or the D wave, they can have they can give some particular selection of D wave because they don't usually couple to the all the D wave doesn't couple to this S wave. So that makes this selective special selection of D wave pairing with parasitic S wave. So if we consider this the regional parameter space, then it may be applicable this kind of story also for this tree planning system. And this is a baseline nothing but a function of tensor 1 and q sub 2. And they, depending on what kind of parameter region that you are in, they may have the pure T plus S or D plus I D plus S. So I'm almost, or how much time do I have? 1 minute. Okay. So because the attractive D wave pairing channel with parasitic S wave, you can think about just E, the simplest EG type pairing, and X square minus Y square or 3G square minus R square. Of course, depending on different type of superconductivity, they have different type of these get distant lines. And how does this quadruple order affect to this superconductivity? So if you think about the quadruples, then it will couple to the electron density of the itinerant electrons. So that will give this quadruple order makes the Fermi surface distortion. Okay? So because I have 1 minute, let me just highlight this. So ferroquadruple order, again, it will lead to some kind of Fermi surface distortion. This is a schematic picture. And then depending on what kind of Fermi surface distortion we have, if we solve the self-consistent equation with BCS, then starting from the stable semi-metallic phase, it goes to this D plus ID for different rates. With parasitic S wave, superconductor first comes in. And then once we further crank up the interaction, it goes to this 3Z square minus R square with parasitic S wave is pairwise. So in this case, it's still, we have definitely over line. And on the other hand, if we consider different type of Fermi surface distortion, then we can have different type of superconductivities. So with that, I would like to summarize this praseodymium, just the first part of my talk, for just focusing on the praseodymium triples. Quadruple optical order can give some interesting multiple transitions, and also magnetic field dependence can be very hands-on. And also this superconductivity, starting from the Lutetium model with interactions, then the D-wave superconductivity can be favored with parasitic S wave. And ferroquadruple order distorts the Fermi surface, so it may give the different types of D-wave superconductive transition types. So thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much for a beautiful talk from a beautiful place. Now we can turn to questions. Does anybody have a question?
This multipolar order is established or experimentally?
Yes. So for the titanium case at below 2 Kelvin, it has transition, so it goes to ferroquadruple order. And then for the vanadium case, there are actually 2 transitions. So at higher temperature at 0.75 Kelvin, this anti-ferroquadruple order is established. And there are many different series of these compounds also have different types of
Just a follow-up, how is it seeing the quadruple order in the anti-ferroquadruple order?
experimental.
Yes.
So experimentally, there are, let me just briefly go to the ideas. So here, if you look at the specific heat, first of all, from the inelastic measurement schedule, you can figure out how this works for the gamma 3 is really with lowest doublets. But if you look at this specific heat, just coming from the pure 4M contribution, then this is basically, let's just focus on titanium. And if you look at how first of all, there's no magnetic moment development that we can check. And also, if you look at this entropy, then center is low too. And also, because of Well's particle order comes, then it will affect to this lattice distortion. So this ultrasonic measurement also seen at this temperature, critical temperature, is also affected. So those
But there's nothing like resonant X-ray scattering or there's no diffraction type.
for the bricks, that's, I'm not sure, yes.
And this is a little bit related. I mean, I'm wondering how, you just mentioned ultrasonic attenuation, but how coupled are these multipolar orders to the lattice? Are there other lattice effects observed?
So in principle, as it can couple to the electron density, on symmetry grounds, it will couple to the form of the lattice. So,
For
because
example,
of
you see
that,
phonon softening.
yeah, the phonon softening is. So some kind of specific phonon is related to this, for instance, a ferrophoric order, then those kind of phonon softenings are interesting.
Any other questions? In that case, let's thank Sungbin Rumbi again.
Thank you.
And maybe we should thank all of the speakers for excellent